17 kids vanish at 2:17 a.m. in a small town. And the movie doesn't even start there. From the director of Barbarian, Weapons isn't just horror. It's an emotional slow burn that makes you laugh, squirm, and question everything you just saw. So here's my review for Weapons. What's going on, everybody? Uncle Manny here, and today we're talking Weapons, Zach Cregger's follow-up to Barbarian. And I'm gonna get this out the way and let you know I'm giving it an A-. Why? Because while it's packed with style, character work, and moments that had me literally laughing out loud, it also leaves one huge question, and yeah, that cost it the plus. For those of you who don't know, Weapons is about an incident that happens in a small town in Pennsylvania where at 2:17 a.m., a bunch of children in one teacher's class end up going missing. And nobody knows why, including the teacher that is in the classroom. From the jump, Weapons doesn't waste time easing you in. We start abrupt, and that's the tone for the whole thing. The storytelling is broken up into character-focused segments, and each one pulls you deeper into the twisted small-town mystery. And frankly, I felt like this was actually a really good choice. I actually love this type of storytelling, where you get to kind of see everybody's point of view and they intertwine everybody's story in a seamless and fun way. One of the best things here is the camera work. The way it moves with the characters, sometimes even feeling like it's the character itself, builds so much suspense. You're not just watching, you're following, you're chasing, you're being chased. You are literally the character at some points, and honestly thought this was a bold choice. And frankly, I think this is the only way you kind of tell this movie. It set up so much suspense. There was times when the character would lean, the camera would lean, and it would peek around the corner, and you're just like anticipating the scare, and you're just like, oh my god, it's gonna get me. And then it's like it slowly reveals something small. And I don't want to spoil it in this review, but man, the camera work, spectacular. Shout out to you guys. You guys actually killed that. Right when the tension feels like it's about to snap, Cregger hits you with a genuine laugh out loud moment. That honestly actually worked. These little things are perfectly timed breaks that let you breathe before you get pulled right back under. There's so many moments in here. There was one, I felt kind of bad. I'm not gonna lie to you. There was times where the tension was building and something happens, and man, I literally laughed out loud, and I was the only one in the theater laughing. And I'm genuinely felt bad for people, because I'm just like, damn, I hope I'm not ruining the movie for you, because that shit was funny. I don't want to spoil it, but one of those moments is when there's a cop like sucker punches somebody after he searches him and he gets poked or something. But the way he knocked him out was so realistic, and it was just so funny to me. I was just like, bro, that shit was funny. You know what? I'm not going to ruin anything else from it, but just know that there are moments in here that while the tension does build and you do get into it, there are moments that will pull you out a little bit just with a little bit of laughter, just to kind of settle the mood. And I heard that the director put those in there on purpose just to kind of make you go through emotions. And frankly, man, do I think it worked. Now, let's talk about the performances, okay? Josh Brolin, he is solid in this, okay? The man nails the mix of grief, determination, and vulnerability. Julia Garner as Justine, man, did I love her performance. There's this tension on screen because you're never quite sure where she stands in this big mystery. The town kind of blames her for everything that happened, and rightfully so. The kids were last seen in her class, and all of a sudden, her class is the only one that's missing, and people want answers, okay? Her character goes through some shit in this movie, and it's kind of cool because you get to see it a little bit, then you get a break from it, and then she's thrown into somebody else's story. And man, like I said, the way they seamlessly tell their story, I really did enjoy it. I don't know if you could see the excitement I'm having, but man, it was actually really good. I'd be surprised if that run doesn't end up a TikTok challenge, because man, there are parts in this where that run literally just had me cracking up. Like, it is a silly run, let's be honest, okay? Some might even call it a Naruto run from hell, but honestly, it's one of those things where you don't know whether to laugh or be frightened. It kind of jars you a little bit, especially if you think about it from a character's point of view. You're looking at this person just run at you like that, and you're just kind of like, what do I do? What do I do? You know, and it really does sell the craziness of that moment, you know? Now listen, okay? This is a slow burn at first. I'm not gonna lie to you, okay? But it's never really boring, okay? You've got mystery, bits of dark humor, and this constant undercurrent of uneasiness, okay? But when you hit that third act, man, this film just grabs you and doesn't let go. It's intense, it's weird, and it's the kind of payoff that sticks with you. Okay, now that being said though, there's a reason why I'm giving this an A minus and not an A plus, okay? There are two reasons. First, the ending kind of felt abrupt, like credits roll type of abrupt, you know? The second reason why is because they really don't explain the major point of the story, okay? And look, I don't mind a little bit of mystery, but this one kind of made me bring it down a grade because the whole premise of this movie, you're not going to see it in the trailer that they put out there, okay? You might see it in one of the posters that are, if you're looking on IMDb, you kind of break it down a little bit, but you don't really tell what this movie's about based off of the trailer. And I really did like that. Like, it sells you on one thing but gives you another and makes you like both of them. You know what I mean? The only problem with that, though, is that it didn't really express and explain what it sold you on. It just was like, this is the moment that happened. This happened at 217. Here's what's going on, and here's how it goes down. There's really no explanation for it. And frankly, at first I was just like, I don't know how I feel about that. But honestly, after speaking it out loud, I'm just like, you know what? Throw me into the action. Let me see it unfold, and let me see the ending. But I don't really need to know why, you know? As long as it's good. But it would have been kind of cool to see why, though, you know? Maybe give me a little bit more lore out of that, but I'm not going to beat it up too much because, honestly, it was a really solid movie, you know? Overall, I'm giving Weapons an A-. It's smart, stylish, and keeps you locked in. It's a horror with a heartbeat, comedy with purpose, and storytelling that feels bold in a time when a lot of horror plays it safe. This one is the best horror films of the year so far. And honestly, I can say that. Even though it leaves you with a couple of questions, I can say that proudly. This horror film was done right. Now, if you like Barbarian or you want a horror film that isn't afraid to take risks, Weapons is absolutely worth your ticket. So drop your thoughts in the comments. I'm curious to see what you think about that ending. And also, if you like this review, share it with your friends. Share it with your coworkers. You know, hell, share it with whoever. At the end of the day, just remember, life's too short to watch bad movies, so let me help you with that. Thanks for watching to the end of the video. YouTube thinks you're going to like this one, so click on it and don't prove them wrong. And while you're at it, hit that subscribe button. I'm on a mission here.